Hey, Karu and Nikki. No, please turn off the sound. We're watching the U.S. play Italy. The U.S. is winning 1-0 in the 76th minute. And
totally
since this was played,
international, unfriendly. What is
it's an international
this?
friendly. And the U.S. has never beaten Italy, and they're playing in Italy, in Genoa, at a stadium where Italy has never lost. And I know for a fact, because they played earlier, that the final score of this game is 1-0 and the U.S. wins. So, I've watched the first 76 minutes, and I'm enjoying it. I've also watched your recent videos, Nikki and Karu. And Karu, I watched your Dog Day video, and I've got to say, you know, if you wanted more animals, I have 2 cats you can take at any time. Just say the word and I will box them up and ship them to you.
You're joking.
It's that easy. I would never joke about such a thing. Oh! Italy almost scored right there. In the 77th minute. That's my story about that. And I'm curious what Beth's reaction was and what the name of the new mutt is. I enjoyed the tour of your digs, Nikki. I enjoyed your guitar playing even more, actually, and your singing. That was really cool. I think you should do more of that. I think you should arrange your life such that playing the guitar and singing is your #1 priority, as I have arranged mine. Right, Taryn?
Huh? Why didn't you say that, Dad?
Nothing.
You said something.
I said that my #1 priority is playing the guitar and singing. Do you think that's true?
Not exactly.
Oh, well, you're entitled to your opinion, your incorrect opinion.
My correct opinion.
Here we go. We're watching Clint Dempsey score the goal. Another replay. An assist from Josie Altidore on hold-up play. Awesome. So, and Landon Donovan's not playing because he has bronchitis. So anyway, your house, Nikki. Okay, #1. Sarah and I both agreed that we liked the faux bronze lamps better than the sparkly, as you said, girly lamps. I mean, we're not into sparkly things. We don't like crystal type stuff. I mean, that's just not. We're more earthy, and we like, you know, raw materials. I guess. So Sarah agreed that maybe some red throw pillows would look really good. And so maybe we'll look into that. But she also said that she thought you wouldn't approve, Nikki, of her putting old sheets over the furniture. So, oh boy, who is that? Who's number 18? I don't even know who that guy is. He just came in and, kicked number 20 in the foot. I don't know who number 18 for the U.S. is. Huh, I'll have to look that up. There's a bunch of guys. So when Klinsman came in to coach the U.S., he picked up a bunch of guys who are of American descent who play in the Bundesliga. And I've never seen any of them play except for the national team a couple times. So, yeah, Sarah said putting old sheets on her furniture would probably not. It's not something you would do, Nikki, but you know. That's kind of how we roll here in Pendleton. So yeah, I've been getting used to life without dreadlocks. It's been a little anticlimactic. Climactic. Oh, boy, the U.S. is defending madly now. And so yeah, I have people, there's still many people who don't know that I cut off my dreadlocks. And actually, when I wear my hat, can you not, that makes a lot of noise when you're doing it. I know you've got the shaker egg, which is awesome. But if I'm talking and you're making noise, it's distracting. So, Yes, so the point being that, like, there was a guy in a meeting today, and I was in a meeting, and I'd started the meeting, and I was running the meeting, and I started talking, and kind of a few minutes into the meeting, we'd been in the room for 3 or 4 minutes, and the guy had been sitting there, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh my God!" You know, he just interrupted me like that, and he just realized I'd cut off my dreadlocks, even though I'd been sitting there. And several people have reacted that way, where when they first look at me, they don't notice, because when I'm at work, I usually kept them pulled back. So if you look at me straight on from the front, I don't look that different, I think. Yeah, that's been interesting. I'm not sure what else to tell you at this point. Oh, there was something else, Nikki. Oh, Taryn, you watched part of Nikki's video. Do you remember it?
Yeah.
What do you remember from Nikki's video?
The stove thingy?
Yes. Yes. So that was a big hit in this household, Nikki, and I would say do it again, but I'm afraid that you may not live to tell the tale if you did it again. And actually, it reminds me of a story when Sarah and I were living in Belize, and we had a propane stove, and we're living in a cinder block house with whoa, that was a nasty tackle, and so there was a propane canister outside, and it looked like like it was about the size of what you see the helium canisters for blowing up balloons, and it sat on the porch right outside where the stove was in the kitchen, and there was a copper tube that ran from the canister into the stove, and the stove itself, the lighting mechanism didn't work, the stove or the oven. So what we do is we would tape a match to the end of a screwdriver and light the match and stick it down in there and then turn on the gas and light it. And we had to pull out the bottom the bottom grating from the oven in order to light it. And the stove is the same thing. And the kids would run around and play on the porch, and they'd be banging on this propane canister, and I don't know if it was propane or natural. I assume it was propane. And the stove would move around too if you bumped into it. And so one day, Sarah, I was in bed, as I was wants to be, and Sarah had gotten up early with the kids and was cooking some breakfast. And all of a sudden she started screaming, and I came out, and the copper pipe connecting the canister to the stove had broken while she had the stove lit, and it was spouting flames, and I think, I can't remember if she went out and turned off, just screwed down the valve on the top of the canister, or if I did it. I have a feeling she probably did it, but I can't be sure. And it all was well. That ended well, and we went and got another canister, or another pipe, and fixed it. But yeah, it was exciting times, and your example reminded me of that. So I probably need to wrap this up. I guess it hasn't been that long, because when we started this video, I think we were in the 70-something minute, and we're only in the 84th or 85th minute now of the soccer game. So 84th, well, actually it's the 85th, because it says 84:58, and now we're in the 86th minute, because we're 4 seconds into the 86th minute, Taryn, because it's 85:10 now, which means we're in the 86th minute. Anyway, I'm not going to argue with him about it. So Taryn wanted to say something to you before we go away.
Still does.
And that's what he wanted to say.